Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we were talking about leadership insecurities. We all know and we love our leaders, but at some point, they tend to be insecure about their positions being taken, insecure of their capabilities. And that is what we're discussing here. Before the show, I had asked Derek to elaborate on us the causes of leadership insecurities, and one he mentioned that it is drunkenness with power. So yeah, you can take it from there.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you have ever compared yourself to others.
Everybody does that, unfortunately.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
So you realize you're a worship leader or you're a leader in church, and you are comparing yourself to others. You know, when you feel like there is another person who sings better than you,
Yes.
and they are not leaders, and they are praised. You know, once they sing, you're like, yay! And even the pastor comments, you need to be doing this kind of worship.
Yeah.
And they see you are the leader,
Yeah.
and they don't do that for you. You know, so that, and there's a very good example in the Bible. The time the Israelites were coming from war,
Yes.
and the women, the
Our
people
praising.
started singing,
They were singing and dancing.
and they're saying, Saul has killed thousands,
Yes.
but David has killed tens of thousands.
Yeah.
You know, Saul felt so bad. He felt
It
so
is human. You'll
envious.
definitely feel
You
bad.
know,
Yeah.
so we have that. It can cause one to be insecure, and I think that was one of the genesis of Saul starting to hate David, because he knew David has won the hearts of people.
Yes.
So sometimes as a leader, you feel the people under you or around you are doing better than you.
Yeah.
They're singing better. There's a drummer who is drumming better than you.
Yeah.
There's a pianist who is better. There is the pastor's favorite
Yes.
more than you. And so you start feeling insecure as a leader. So that is one of the genesis. And then maybe just using the example of Moses again, fear of failure. You know, the fear of failure can lead to insecurity. Moses feared to fail in his assignment and his mission. I'm one of those people. I hate failure.
Yes.
I really fear failing. And when I'm feeling like I'm failing, I always get insecure.
Yeah.
I feel like I should resign. I should step out. I should, you feel like you're not enough. So I fear failing. So that can lead to insecurity, actually. When you feel like, hapa naenda kuanguka hii kitu. So you're like, what will people say? You know, and the way they trusted you. So those are some of the major two I can start putting across. As ziko mingi sana. I don't know if you want me to add you more.
You can just one more.
One more. I think also this one is so personal to me. Past experience.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who have gone through negative experiences in life. Their self-esteem crushed. They have been criticized by people. You know, you're not good enough. You know, they have been rejected. And so when they sense that, they start being insecure. Because maybe growing up, they have been told you can never be anybody.
Yes.
You can never be a leader.
Yeah.
There are voices that are spoken into their life that have pinned them down. And so when maybe light came and they rose to the occasion, and God put them in the place of power, but now when they are there, they now start getting other voices that are actually hitting them back. They're telling them you can never, you know, you're not good enough. You don't even know how to speak. You don't even know how to dress. You don't even know how to sing, you know. So they begin relating it to their past, and now becomes like a reality. Oh, so you can never do this. That is a very bad place to be as a leader. It can cause insecurity. I can relate that to maybe one that says lack of affirmation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They are leaders. Actually, that past experience. I can relate it bit about Peter. When Peter denying Jesus, you know, he could relate it to, you know, the book of John chapter 21, verse 15 to 17. Peter felt guilty because Jesus had told him, like, hey, brother, you're going to deny me.
Yes.
You see, and Jesus had already rebuked him before. And so Peter was so confident. But when he denied Jesus, the first time he didn't know, the second time he didn't know, the third time when now the cock is crowing, and Jesus turns and looks at him, and he remembers what he was taught. So this was one of the things that actually caused him to, the Bible says that he went back. There's a place in the Bible that Peter went back to fishing.
Yes.
But Jesus restored him. When he's resurrecting, he looks for Peter. Where are you? He says, Peter, did you love me? Feed my flock. Because it affected his leadership role. As much as it has been prophesied that upon you I will build my church, but after that incident, Peter didn't feel confident enough to be a leader. He went back to fishing. When Jesus is resurrecting, he's coming back to Peter. And is restoring him back to the leadership position. So that was about the past experience. The lack of affirmation is, when you don't have positive feedback, and we relate it back with our mentors. When your mentors never give you a positive feedback, especially even your peers, they never give you affirmation, a positive affirmation. So you will never believe in yourself. You will never be a good leader. It brings in doubt. It brings in doubt. I will relate this to Gideon, because Gideon had never received affirmation, and so he saw himself the least. He's the least. He's coming from the smallest family, the smallest clan. Their tribe is the weakest and all that. Nobody had ever affirmed to him, because when the angel is coming, he's telling them, Almighty and favor. So he's like, what are you telling me? Why are you telling me these things? So affirmation can cause a leader to have insecurity. And this is going to pastors. Affirm your leaders.
It's very important.
Yeah, affirm your leaders. It's important even to build their self-esteem before the members. Because you can't have a leader that you demean every now and again. Even before members. You know, a pastor comes and says, what kind of a leader are you? You can't even organize a worship experience very well. I have to come in. You guys cannot even pray. I have to come in. My wife has to come in. My daughter has to come in. You're doing that in front of members. So it kills the self-esteem of that leader, and they feel demeaned. So let's affirm. Let's affirm. Yes.
In as much as they're very easy to point out the mistakes they make, also when they do something good, the same way you stand on the pulpit, to point them out, you're also supposed to, give them the flowers at that point.
Exactly.
And also, when you mentioned on the leadership insecurities, I want to think of it from a different perspective.
Yes.
So as a leader, most of the time we tend to just feel insecure from within ourselves. An opportunity maybe has presented itself. You have been called maybe to go to a higher level, or you just feel, it's my time to, go to a higher level. But again, you've been used to locality, small things and all that. And so you just tend to like put yourself down. You feel incapacitated, you're not up to the task. And yes, how do you deal with insecurity within yourself?
Within yourself.
Yes.
Wow. This is a good one. Sometimes we have found ourselves, leaders are, someone says leaders are born. We have leaders who are born. But leaders are also made. Okay? But circumstances and situations can make leaders.
Yes.
So leaders can be made through mentorship, but leaders can also be made through situation. We have situationship leaders.
Yes.
That situation presented itself and they found themselves rising up to the occasion. Sometimes the self-doubt can be there because of lack of experience. You don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know how you're supposed to handle this. And then you are thrown into the deep waters. You don't know how to come in. Sometimes your age is a factor. You're leading old people and you don't know how to handle it. This is what Timothy felt. And that's why Paul comes and says, do not let anyone look down upon your age. I think that is, which book is that? That is First Timothy 4:12. Because Timothy may have felt insecure about his age. Because he has been put to be a pastor of a church. And these people are old. They have different understanding of all this. So I think he expressed that insecurity to Paul. And then Paul now addresses and says, don't let anyone look down upon your youth.
Yeah.
Because that is what we feel sometimes. Sometimes the youthfulness is not about the age, it's about the experience.
Yes.
We are not mature experience-wise to run a whole worship team, to run a whole department. And so we feel from within we don't have the capacity. And also the expectation of the church and the pastor and the leader above you and the members is up there. So there is that part. But what I will say is, I've been there.
Yes.
I was given to lead a team of 62 worship team members in campus in my second year.
Yes.
And I didn't have support. My predecessor was the best leader ever. But he was not there for me. You know, they handed power and they went. You know, this campus, they finished school, they went. And the expectation was very high, and there was a specific culture that was created. And most of these members, some of them are recording artists. And then you see now, the worst case scenario is I'm coming from village. Mini mshamba. I don't know anything. And here, the songs that are being sung are Hillsong songs. You know, songs from Darling Zek. I don't even know them. I've never heard them. And you are the leader. I felt insecure. I felt not able to handle this. But I had to push it anyway. So I will say this. It affected me, actually, because at some point I felt, you know, the decisions are being made. You're not involved. You don't know anything. You know, they are deciding playlist. They don't even share with you. They even choosing who to lead. You can't, because you don't know their capacity. They are all good. When you choose this, they say this one cannot do hill songs. This one is better. You know, when you give your playlist, they cancel like 3/4 of the songs, and you are the leader. So it puts you in a very insecure place. It's very uncomfortable being in that position. But how do you deal with it is you don't become bossy, don't stamp authority, because accept you don't know. Accept you don't know. Me, I struggled accepting that I don't know. I wanted to prove that I know. So I went to extra miles trying to learn, wanting to know. It helped me. I forced myself into knowing, into knowledge, so that I can be at par. So one thing is accept you don't know, number one. Number two, accept you don't have the experience for it. Number three, open up to be mentored. Open up to be mentored. Be vulnerable to somebody. Tell them, I don't know this thing. Teach me how to do this. But to say leadership, sometimes you don't want to do that. You want to say, I am the leader. Nikikohoa munakimbia.
Okay. Because I know most of us tend to, we have the spirit of timidity like Timothy had. And you know, there are people who may not pinpoint it, but if you are in that position, as Derek said, it's okay to be vulnerable, but also be conscious who you're being vulnerable to. Just do it to someone who maybe is able to, you know, lift your hands and take that burden off. And so talking of leadership insecurities, what are the effects of being insecure as a leader?
All right. Number one is isolation. A leader who is insecure will isolate himself or herself. They will go to a place of seclusion. They will not open up. They will be rigid. They don't want to talk to anybody. And you will feel they're okay. You will feel they're proud, but they are hurting and they are wounding. Their ego has been messed up with. So most of them will run to a place of isolation. You can imagine Elijah, after killing the 450 prophets of Baal, and then a woman speaks and he feels insecure and he runs and he goes and hides because they were seeking to kill him. You can imagine the first lady saying, anyone who gets Anne, bring me her head. Anyone. And it has been announced in public TV. Where will you go?
Kitui directly.
How will you reach there? You can't board a bus because people know you. You know, everywhere it's being announced. So he ran and he went and hid and started speaking to God. They have sought to kill me. They have sought my life. So one effect is leaders will be insecure. They will go to isolation and they will not want to participate in anything, or they will want to do things their own way. The other part is leaders will not want now to, if you feel insecure, they will end up not wanting to consult anybody because they don't want to face, how do you put it? They don't want to face opposition. They don't want to face other opinions.
Yes.
What I say is what you'll do. So they become dictators.
Yes.
When a leader is insecure, there's a high chance he will be a dictator.
Yes.
Because he wants to reclaim his ego,
Yes.
want to reclaim his position. So they'll want to dictate everything. Number two, they will act not out of emotions. Some of them, they will close up.
Yes.
They won't feel anything. Whether you cry, whether you complain, they will tell you, we are going. Whether you like it or not. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you do. We are going. A leader who is insecure will, now another one is they will act out of emotions. They will not think before they act. They will follow what is the adrenaline in their heart. They will act out of anger. They will act out of fear. They'll act out of insecurity. That's why you'll find pastors will chase members from church. You know, I know of a church where a pastor chased a member because he went on Facebook and did a live stream of him having a live sessions on TikTok and Facebook, and he had so many followers.
Yes.
More than the pastor. Unakuwaje na followers wengi kuliko papa?
Kama kwa peti.
Yeah, he felt threatened. And then come on a WhatsApp group, people are like, wow, that was amazing one. You know, so he had to tell him, you cannot do that. You have to ask for my permission. Yet this was his personal page, you see. So there's that acting out of emotions and lashing out. You know, that is some of the effects of leaders who are insecure. Leaders who are insecure, they will divide the members. They will go for, they'll work with those who are for me. And those who are against me, stay away. You see, that is the problem. A leader who is insecure breeds room for gossip and hatred. You see, people start hating each other. People have gossiping each other and having cliques, and division will start being seen in a team.
I've seen some who even tend to like buy people to come to their side.
Exactly. You know, that is the problem of leadership. It breaks hearts. Actually, when a leader is insecure, he breaks hearts. I don't know if you have seen in a worship team where couples, people who are dating or married, are serving in the same team, and the wife is insecure, or one of the partners is insecure.
I've seen it somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
The man will be playing or talking with another lady, and this woman will come and say, what are you doing with my husband? You see?
Yeah.
It will actually destroy the ministry. Let me confess this. I've been in a company where this has happened.
Yes.
And actually to me, when a lady was so much interested and she felt insecure of any other person coming to my office to talk to me. So she will come, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Or she will wait for that person. Ulikuwa unamwambia nini? Ulikuwa mnasema nini? You know, those kind of a thing. If a lady just decides to come in the office one day like, hi Derek, how are you? I had some 2 sweets. Can you get one? The following day she'll come with lunch.
Whoa!
Packed lunch. You know? So this was an issue. Until now, we reach to a point of we're having a conversation that this one cannot continue because now it's affecting the whole place, and people are now taking sides.
Yes.
Like, you should date her. The other, no, don't date her. She's messing us up. And so factions began. So the management had to step in. And what happened is she had to be told, you either change or you get fired. And she was fired. You see now.
Sorry.
So when a leader is insecure, or when someone is insecure somewhere, they cause division, they cause a very toxic working environment, and the end result is murder, detrimental. People will kill each other. Cain was insecure, he killed Abel. The devil was insecure, he destroyed the good plan that God had in the Garden of Eden because of insecurity. Even Eve herself, because of insecurity, not believing the word from God and believing the word from the devil, destroyed a good, perfect plan that God had. You see, the Pharisees, they were insecure of Jesus Christ. What happened? They ended up plotting and lying. They had to deceive Judas so that he can betray Jesus. And Jesus had to die. So insecurity leads to murder. There are so many leaders who have murdered people because of insecurity. They have murdered members. There are pastors who have murdered their families because of insecurity. There are pastors' wives who have murdered and destroyed other people's self-esteem because of insecurity. So leaders, whatever we say and do on the altar, affects everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Now, as we wind up, I want you to just take a minute. You talk to that leader out there, that pastor out there who's leading a congregation. Maybe the congregation is now, being growing beyond him. That mentor there who the mentee is apparently now, surpassing in terms of success is way above. And you take some time to just, talk to them. Maybe they're feeling insecure. That person who they have been presented with opportunities, but they feel that they're still incapacitated. Yeah.
This will be my take. A leader is not someone who does great and others follow. A leader is someone who mentors others to do great under his leadership. That is leadership. When people are succeeding under your guidance, now that is the success of a leader. Success of a leader is not measured by how much you do, but by how much you make others do. How far you take others, not how far you go. Leaders don't command, leaders show direction. Leaders lead from front by paper. Leaders are the ones that face the hardest tasks so that their members could have it easy. Because a leader clears the way for the members to follow. Leaders create followers, not slaves and subjects. That is leadership. When you feel insecure, retreat, seek counsel, sit down, evaluate your strengths and your weaknesses. Finally, a leader is not someone who does everything. A leader is someone who identifies his strength and weakness. Leaders don't have strong people around them who can do the same thing they do. Leaders focus on their strength and they look for people that have strength in their weaknesses. If I am weak in communication, I will get someone strong in communication to be next to me. That is leadership. Then in my strength of management, I will mentor managers so that they can also be there after me. Lastly, if you are a leader and in your absence things don't work, then you have failed as a leader. You should be in your absence, things are done even much better. Now that is the success of a leader. It's a hard one to swallow. But when you realize, for example, one day you have left, you have gone, and nothing works, your absence is felt, then you have failed as a leader. Your absence should never be felt when you're a leader, because you have mentored people around you that they can fit into your shoe to continue running. Jesus, when he left, his absence was not felt because the Holy Spirit came and comforted the disciples and walked with them. Until now, we can still feel the presence of Jesus through the Holy Spirit. So that is leadership. When Moses died, people did not lack a leader. He had already prepared Joshua to take over, to be the perfect leader that people will follow. So that is leadership. Leadership is be willing to hand over the mantle, just the way you received it. Hand it to someone else.
Yeah.
Do not stay with the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you die with the mantle,
Yes.
then you affect the next generation.
Okay.
So when you receive the mantle, do what you're supposed to do, but when the time comes, hand over the mantle.
Okay, awesome. When you're feeling insecure, retreat and seek counsel, and also your absence should not be felt. Okay, yes. You should also work towards, equipping others the same way you have been equipped. When you go away, let your presence, still be felt. They can still go on with your teachings and everything. And that is what will help you deal with your insecurities. And that is it from us today. We are going to see you next time on our shows. Stay tuned. Continue following us. Put in your comments. We will really appreciate them. And for those who are not yet part of Global Worship Leaders Forum, you can tell us about it.
All right.
Yes.
Global Worship Leaders Forum, we do 3 major things.
Yeah.
We equip,
Mm-hmm.
we mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and we provide resources.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be part of Global Worship Leaders Forum,
Yeah.
where we mentor you
Yes.
to be an effective leader.
Mm-hmm.
And those that we mentor, we keep them in check,
Yeah.
that you may not become insecure.
Yes.
We will give you words of affirmation.
Yes.
We will groom you.
Yeah.
We will not let you be isolated. We will be with you as a family. And then we will make sure that you become the best leader that you are ever could. Then we'll support you spiritually and resource-wise.
Yes.
That's our work as Global Worship Leaders Forum. Find us on our social media platform, all of them.
Yes.
Global Worship Leaders Forum. And our website is at globalworshipleadersforum.co.ke. That's where we are. We have a WhatsApp group of over 600 worship leaders across the continent. Hata kama unatafuta mtu kutoka Zambia ama Rwanda, you will get them there, but that should not be the intention why you're coming. Yeah, that's who we are.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if you want to get in touch with us, just text. A global admin will reach out to you immediately, and yes, we will pick it up from there. That is it from us today. Have a good night. Stay safe. God bless you. It is goodbye from us.